I do think there's teams out there that can beat UConn this year, especially with them losing Page and Chin. You know, don't get me wrong, Fudd, AZ, and Strong are still players that make you lose sleep at night. But I think you can, I think you can cover AZ. I think you can, a face-up game is good. I don't think her handles are super tight. I think she can handle it good enough though. But I think like some of the top teams really need they really need turnovers to get in transition, to push them in, being able to get baskets against UConn. Now UConn don't really turn the ball over, so some of those top teams that really depend on transition, it's going to be a long night. Although their defense is good enough, to hold them, but I still do feel like Sarah Strong is a mismatch for everybody in the country. She is the chess piece that get everything moving for UConn, and like I said, she is one of them players that can put up 30 on you. She's just that good. But I think a team that has the chance to beat UConn has to be able to operate in the half court. They have to be able to put the ball in the basket. They can't depend on steals or being able to turn over UConn, because UConn very rarely turn the ball over. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I've seen them, I didn't see too many turnovers. Maybe I need to go look at that turnover margin and things like that. But from what I'm thinking is, usually a UConn team don't really turn the ball over. So, you depending on those steals and getting those transition buckets on them, it's probably not going to happen. You're going to have to be able to operate in the half-court set. As far as I'm concerned, you're going to need multiple players that can be able to put the ball in the basket, because Gino Real divides up a game plan if it's just, one player that you think that can just go off against them. That's probably not going to happen. They do a good job of help side defense. You saw it in the playoffs last year. You saw it in the national championship game, how Asia was helping off, getting steals. Sarah Strong was helping off, getting blocks. So you have to be protective of the ball as well, because like I said, they do a good job of help side defense. But they got some players that haven't been in these situations. So like I said, it's going to have to be a team that can play, a team that can operate in the half court set, as well as be able to defend at a high level. I think LSU is one of those teams that can do that. They have to crash the boards. Now they're undersized, but they got players that can go get a bucket on the offensive end, and they can play defense.